Vector locked. Approach set and imminent. Engine thrust decelerating to 23 revs. Disruptor engage. T-minus 30 till touchdown on planet 2876. Designations 3 planet.
So, it begins.
They call me the Wanderer, yeah, the Wanderer. I roam around.
Set not too long after the events of Dragon Ball.
Hold up. I'm sorry, Wanderer. I'm hijacking your video today because you fucking suck! Anyway, set not too long after the events of Dragon Ball Super Broly, at Capsicorp, chilling with friends and family, enjoying the afternoon, we see Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin, and his daughter Marin playing with Trunks and Goten. Tien and Piccolo up top above the facility, meditating and taking a moment for some image training, so they're mentally sparring with one another. However, the peaceful and relaxed afternoon was soon broken by an alarm blaring out from the Capsicorp facility. Bulma rushing out with her father exclaiming in a panicked and frightened state. After yelling for Goku and Vegeta, they would all sense why. All feeling the same mass of energy entering their passive range. Goku and Vegeta looking upwards towards the sky, tracing the energy to a supermassive asteroid that was beginning to enter Earth's atmosphere. Without pause and hesitation, they immediately sprung into action, flying up at Mach speed towards their impending doom. Reaching their height limit in Earth's atmosphere, they immediately transform into their Super Saiyan states, charging up their strongest attacks. The sucker was massive enough to cause an extinction level event, but child's play compared to these two's power. With confidence and gusto, they launched their beams at sublight speed, reaching their target in mere seconds. However, before their attack could land, a wide pulse of blue waves extended from the space debris. As these waves collided with Goku and Vegeta's combo attack, the beam was shockingly reduced to sparks and embers before it could even touch the small moon, which was still hurtling towards the planet at an alarming rate. This confused the hell out of the two, quickly causing panic to set in. All the dispersed energy began funneling towards the center of the asteroid, and soon after, in retaliation, a bright flash of energy fired out and sent the Saiyans plummeting back towards Earth. Their own attack and energy had been used against them. Following the confusion and realization, everyone on the planet began preparing for an extinction-level event, the Earth shaking as the gravitational pull of the asteroid began to tug on their planet. However, soon the violent earthquake ceased as they looked up towards the sky to see that the asteroid had actually stopped in its place, Goku and Vegeta staring up in disbelief from their crater. The Z Fighters gather just outside of West City, a ways from the asteroid, accompanied by a pissed-off Majin Buu, exclaiming that he wants to, quote, beat up the mean old space rock for scaring Mr. Satan. Unsure as to what lies ahead for the Earth's heroes, they all wait in anticipation as the same key signature they felt initially peels away from the stationary asteroid in a large spacecraft, landing in a spot about a mile or so outside of West City. As the Z Fighters get closer, hundreds of soldiers disembark from the spacecraft, getting into formation, each of them seeming to have formidable levels of power. These guys were no joke. Piccolo senses a familiar energy emanating from each key signature. He gets a nagging feeling from deep within, speaking up that it all seems very Namekian in nature. His suspicions would be confirmed as a platform lowers from beneath the spacecraft. 5 dudes with distinct features descend as they hold a tight formation around what seems to be the big boss. All of them appear to be some form of Namekian, 2 however being proto-Namekians. The big guy pushes his way forward towards our heroes, Piccolo doing the same and leading the pack, only to come face to face with the man, and this dude was huge! The man soon spoke up with a booming and commanding voice as tension began to rise.
After all these years, searching and scouring the cosmos, and now, We have found another Namekian!
All was cut as the soldiers cheered in celebration of their reunited brother. Lord Slug turns to his men to cheer and invigorate them, some taking off their helmets, revealing that they were all Namekians. As Piccolo and the Z Fighters stand there completely dumbfounded, Vegeta is the first one to speak up, asking what the hell him and his clown car army was doing there, almost hitting the planet with a mountain-sized hunk of space debris.
Well, you know something about destroying planets, wouldn't you?
This got to Vegeta. For a moment, his usual reaction of anger transitioned into one of shame, considering what he'd done to the Namekians all those years ago. However, in the moment, he didn't piece it together as Lord Slug had actually tipped his hand a bit too much, no one else noticing except for Piccolo. Slug tells them his name and explains his presence here.
Well, you see, I'm here because I heard there was a living brother here. And more importantly, that this world possessed Dragon Balls. And well, brother, I've come to humbly ask your favor. I wish to use them.
Upon hearing his request towards Piccolo, Slug appears to mistakenly assume Piccolo is the one who made the Dragon Balls, clearly unaware of Dende. Although considering the circumstances and tension in the air, they all decide to keep that info on the down low should things happen to go sideways. Piccolo interjects with a question about his intentions with the wish-granting orbs.
To revive our race, of course. This world has trampled over our race for so long. Specifically that bastard Frieza and his little friends.
Piccolo found the use of Slug's words and tone to be rather volatile and lacking of sanity, increasing Piccolo's distrust of Earth's new visitors. Goku pipes up saying that he and his buddies got a lot of nerve giving them a scare like what happened a few minutes earlier, and claims Slug doesn't need the Earth's Dragon Balls.
So, I'll take that as a no. What a shame. Well, boys, let's pack it up.
As Goku says this, Piccolo takes the opportunity to peer into Slug's mind to unveil his true motives. And just as Goku begins to explain his reasoning as the Namekians are actually alive and well, before he's able to complete his sentence,
Swiftly turning on a dime and uppercutting Goku in the chin, the strength of Lord Slug's blow sending Goku rocketing into the clouds above, and not stopping there as he used his other hand and extended out an equally powerful punch to meet Vegeta in the chin. The force of that punch hurling Vegeta some miles away, skipping on the water and ground like a stone, eventually colliding into a rock formation in the distance, making it collapse on the prince. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. Lord Slug quickly raised his arm as the Z Fighters were still befuddled, and his troops and bodyguards began to attack the Z crew as they quickly dispersed to defend themselves. Vegeta being the first one to retaliate from Lord Slug's opening move as he launched out from his rock rubble and immediately began to pull out the big guns, a Gallic gun. Lord Slug merely scoffed as he faced it down, raising a hand. As the purple beam launched forward, the same blue waves and pulse from the space launched out from Lord Slug's hand, and as the beam got in range of the waves, the same thing happened again, the mighty Gallic gun being reduced to key particles, to Vegeta's shock and annoyance. However, soon a loud battle cry could be heard as Goku came flying back down from the skies in Super Saiyan, the clouds parting from the sheer force and speed of his descent. A little cone of fire in front of his key flight aura from the sheer velocity, like a spaceship in re-entry. However, second verse same as the first, those same waves that disrupted Vegeta's almighty Gallic gun spread over Goku's body, immediately knocking him out of Super Saiyan and losing the ability of flight. Due to the sudden shock of being swapped out of Super Saiyan and his key flight being taken away from him, Lord Slug easily snatched him out of the air by his neck before he could land the blow, strangling him with one hand. Vegeta flying over to assist Kakarot, However, Lord Slug, using his best pitcher's arm, throws Goku into Vegeta, and both go flying at tremendous speeds towards the city, hitting a couple of buildings on their way in, and impacting into the streets below, forming a small crater. Lord Slug, in a single bound, leaps towards the city, landing only a few yards away from Goku and Vegeta. Lord Slug clearly being a physical powerhouse of brawn and physical strength. However, all the Z crew chase after Lord Slug to help Goku and Vegeta, assuming that they could take them all on together. How ignorant. Krillin, Tien, Goten, and Trunks all surround Lord Slug, with Tien and Krillin on his left, and Goten and Trunks on his right. As the four mighty warriors of Earth surrounded Lord Slug, each one began to charge their own unique ki beam. Tien began to charge his patented Ki Ko-Ho, or Tri-Beam as we call it over here in America, as Krillin charged his Kienzon, or Destructo Disc, with Goten and Trunks pulling out a Gallic Kamehameha combo, not unlike the final Kamehameha that their parents did. Goku and Vegeta trying to voice their insight about one of Lord Slug's powers before they waste their energy and stamina. However, it's too late as their beams fire out. Lord Slug pulling his arms towards his chest and back out as one massive wave pulses out and does the same exact thing to all four ki beams in a sudden instant. This clearly amusing Lord Slug, thinking that they could play him for a fool. All of them visibly shocked at his mere power.
It seems you underestimate my power. Here, let me re-educate you.
Emerging a new man from within, a dark turquoise Lord Slug with two blue horns and a glowing blue eye. He immediately starts stretching and cracking his neck, a soft sigh of relief escaping his lips upon finishing his warm-up, as he calls it, before his head snaps to position, facing Goku and Vegeta. Within a nanosecond, two thin blue beams fire out from his eyes, being faster than they could react due to their suddenness. Upon contact with their bodies, they are both immediately frozen solid into blocks of ice. Goku and Vegeta both unresponsive. Gohan, who had felt the massive key signature of a new enemy erupting from the battlefield, launched over to join the rest of the Z fighters and help his father, only to see that his dad was now incapacitated in a massive block of ice, exclaiming out for his dad and rushing over to help him along with Goten. But before anyone could help, Lord Slug raised his hand, a small beam in the middle of his palm, and in the chaos of the crew, a massive mountain-sized iceberg encased the city, all of them being buried in an avalanche of ice and snow. And well, with that cliffhanger, we'll leave it there. Tell me, what did you think of Lord Slug Part 2 and my commentary over the story, or of the art? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below and I'll get to them when I can. This was the first time I've ever really done a fight commentary, so I'm really kind of nervous to see what you guys think, but as always, be honest and be faithful. And thank you once again, Blackscape, for promoting my vid and series, as well as all of you for coming over to watch it. I appreciate all the love, so don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more when it gets posted. And a massive special thank you to Cade, or SixPocket Studios, my co-creator of ZtoS, and Ginga Art for all the pieces in this vid and the thumbnail. A grand sum total of 55. They did an amazing job and a wonderful showing in force and numbers, so please give them all the love in the world. And another special thank you to Lord Slug's VA for today, Lance Pants. He's also the same voice as Agent Orange in the TOT series, so give him and all of them a round of applause for all their wonderful work in today's vid. As always, support the artists. And well, as always, don't forget to take time out of your day to stop and smell the roses. Till our next story, goodbye.